Cashiers of Reddit. Do you judge the customers based on the items they're buying? And if so, how? What's your weirdest story? The only time I really notice or judge is when they're buying diapers, formula or something clearly for their child and they have to put it back because they don't have enough for beer cigarettes. I spend a lot of time in convenience stores working and have seen that so many times. Folks getting their lotto, cigs, and beer and then tell their kid they can't afford candy. Dude comes in for a frozen pizza, 6-pack of BL, pint of Ben & Jerry's and a pack of smokes. You getting the wife out of town special tonight? My wife's been out of town for 17 years now, and that's the last time I used that line. My wife's been out of town for 17 years now. That's the greatest comeback ever. When I was 15 I worked at a DVD store. I wasn't allowed to dust and stock in the adults only section, but only one customer borrowed out from that section anyway. Small, middle-aged man with severe eczema or psoriasis. Always wore a blue plastic jacket that made swishing noises when he walked. Quietly came in at 8 AM when nobody else was around. Would borrow out Sausage Fest Sunday or MILFs in the Middle or Backdoor Bonanza, whatever the titles were, and quickly depart. Carried a black bag and declined our transparent plastic ones. Back in my day, you had to leave your home for pee. Even as a 15-year-old girl I appreciated he seemed embarrassed and made the transaction as fast as possible. After a year of this, he came in one morning and borrowed out a single DVD. Finding Nemo. I guess I couldn't hide my surprise, so he said the only thing he's ever said to me, "I have clownfish, and everybody keeps telling me to watch it, and that's it." He eventually ran out of titles I guess and stopped coming in. Over a decade later and I still remember the customer who liked frisky MILFs and clownfish. My fave part about this story is that he had enough real life people that made a movie suggestion to him. Worked cashier for many years when I was younger. The answer is number. I don't even notice. I don't notice anything. I don't want to be here. You could be buying gasoline and a lighter and tell me you're lighting your mother on fire and I'd be like, would you like a gift receipt, sir? Congratulations, sir. You've earned a $5 Target gift card. Worked at a supermarket. Dude buys $300 worth of cherries. Cleared out the whole area where we had them. We weren't even having a sale. To this day I still wonder what the frick he needed that many cherries for. Might been a DIY liqueur person. You take cherries, or any fruit really, soak them in brandy, whiskey etc and sugar, leave for a while and have a nice drink for sipping or gifting. All those cherries would make a lot of liqueur, making the per bottle cost reasonable. For the most part I don't really care as long as they're polite. There is this one regular who likes to bring a lot of stuff to the registers but only buys 1/3 of it, still spends heaps. She's also pretty rude. I judge the crap out of her. Only buys 1/3 of it. Oh god. I was stuck in a line behind someone like this once at Old Navy and it was a nightmare. They are $8 cargo pants. Lady, you don't need to put that much thought into the decision. I make sandwiches, and I definitely judge people who request odd combinations. You want just tomato on a blueberry bagel? Whatever floats your boat, man. Ironically, that last statement doesn't sound judgmental at all. I'm late to this but I did do reception at my clinic while I was pregnant so I had to deal with payments so I guess this counts. It's not a judgment case but a good Samaritan case, which we rarely saw. Vet care isn't cheap and people would often yell at me or other receptionist because of the price. Even though working in the back I know pretty much every doctor would give you a price breakdown and you sign it saying you agree and saw it. Anyway, so this one guy is paying for his routine vaccines and some heartworm meds. Then a lady comes in distraught carrying her pretty much lifeless dog. As a tech I jumped up, told the man give me a second. He nods and I grab the dog and rush it to the back and get the lady into a room and ask what happened. Dog just collapsed, she said. After a walk. We live in Texas, it's hot, so it's most likely heat related. The lady makes a note to say in the lobby she doesn't have a lot of money so please do what you can keeping that in mind. I tell the doctor and the techs working on the pet what happened and I go back up front to help the man I was helping previously. I apologized for running away, he said it was fine. I finish his transaction and says call me when that lady is done. I look at him a little confused and he said whatever she can pay for I will. I am shocked. This wouldn't be cheap. He says I'd see the price if I almost lost my baby and I couldn't pay to let her get fixed up. I would be devastated. I tell him to hold on a second. And I ask if he wanted me to tell the lady it was him or not, and he says just let her know of it as a kindness he hopes she can pass on someday. I take his number and go and tell the woman as she is looking at the price breakdown and she says she can't pay. I ask if I can interrupt for a second, let her know what this man did for her, and she almost fainted. So the dog was fixed up and left after a day or two of observation. A couple of months later, before I go on my maternity leave, she comes back and says she has been working and saved up some money to donate to the hospital for someone that needs something extra to help them. So yeah, it was an amazing thing to see and I haven't seen it since. This was such a feel-good story. Thank you for sharing it. My first job was as a cashier in a supermarket. This was like 20 years ago though. I never judged people on what they bought, but I would occasionally judge customers for certain other behaviors. There was this one regular who nobody could stand because she would come in early in the day with her magnifying glass, and she would methodically pick up every single item, on every shelf, in every aisle, and read the nutrition facts through her magnifying glass while taking notes in a notebook. It wasn't at all unusual for her to come in at the beginning of your 4-hour shift, and she'd only be maybe 2/3 DS of the way through the store when you left. God help you if she ended up checking out on your register. Like I said, she kept a note of every item she selected, and during checkout she would watch like a hawk, and then have a complete freakout meltdown if an item rang up at literally 1 cent more than it said on the shelf. Because of this, she took like an hour just to check out, which killed the soul of that unlucky cashier as well as pee off all of the other customers by clogging up that line for an unreasonable amount of time. When I worked at Wawa, I'd get the same people buying the same coffee, breakfast and pack of cigarettes every day. But there was this old mailman that bought a bundle of Tootsie Pops instead of the cigarettes every day. I'm not sure if he ate them all day or gave them out to kids, but he always made me smile. I quit that job and went on to become a mailman myself. Good ol' Wawa. Alright, so I'm working at Dollar General, a normal night. But this guy comes in striding with confidence. Greet him with a hello, as I do with customers, but he's in the zone and forgoes the formalities. He walks straight to the movie rack and grabs a cheesy kung fu movie, and walks to the counter. I ring it up and it costs $5.46. He reached into his coat pocket and pulled out a bag of nickels and a single penny. A 109 nickels and a single penny for a kung fu movie called Kung Fu Masters or something that looked like it had a $100 budget. I've never had more respect for someone in my entire life. He knew what he wanted and he got it. Guy was probably living on a shoestring budget and the bag you saw was probably his life savings. He could be a genius, making the investment of a lifetime, or just be effing insane. Nah, no judgment. Had a dude buy, at like 1 AM, cat food, beer, and Vaseline. As I was ringing him up, he said, "It's not what it looks like." Good times. Worked at off-brand Kroger store. Guy would always come in for a can of whipped cream and Pop Rocks, the candy that fizzles in your mouth, at least twice a month. I always wondered WTF was this about. Probably some weird oral act. It was confirmed when a lady started coming in for those 2 items. Apparently he got into a wreck before I seen him in her passenger seat with crunches in the back. Pop Rocks. Till Pop Rocks are still a thing. Not really. Only customer that ever really got my attention was a lady who bought a cake that said something along the lines of "We never want to see you again." Previously when I've told this story, people have said it could have been a gag gift, but going off of this lady's expression, I don't think it was. She showed some real pride when she saw I noticed what was on it. Maybe she works in a hospital, and it was for a patient. I have seen the 2 extremes of date night purchases when I worked at a grocery store. Man 1 comes in and buys a dozen roses, grapes, strawberries and whipped cream. Man 2 buys pizza rolls and condoms. Couple of things from my time as a cashier. 1. A couple came through buying just a bunch of lobster and butter, like a $100 meal, you know. Then they pay with it, like food stamps. TBH, I don't give a frick. Live your life. But after they walk out, the wife comes back and wants to know how long we'll give a refund. Apparently husband is drunk and is trying to blow 2 weeks of their food budget on one meal. I don't know if she came back the next day or not, but for her sake I hope so. 2. We had a guy come in every week to buy a generic birthday cake. No big, except he was insistent that the cake have a 7-day expiration window, essentially meaning it had to be a cake baked fresh that day, which they didn't always have. The bakery people would grumble, but whatever. He wouldn't tell anyone why, usually just shrugged, but one time he came in upset and didn't buy his usual cake. He finally spilled his guts to the cashier. His wife had some pretty crippling health issues, Alzheimer's or cancer, I can't remember now, and they would celebrate every day with a piece of cake, like celebrating they were still alive and together. She had gotten sent to the hospital and they wouldn't let him bring her cake. Broke all of our hearts, and the bakery kept fresh cakes for him after that without complaint. Frick, that's sad. One customer bought like 5 jars of mayonnaise among other things, and my bagger was like, oh, I used to love eating mayo right from the jar. Her and my bagger then had a 5-minute conversation about the joys of mayonnaise, and I just sat there trying to hand this lady her change, wondering what the pray tell frick plane of existence I had ascended to. Eating mayo right from the jar. I'm sorry OP, but you were not ascending, you were descending. I worked at Taco Bell for a year and a half. Most of the time didn't really pay attention to what you ordered, but one time, at 7:30 AM on a Saturday, this guy pulled up to the drive-thru and ordered a single side of sour cream. When he got to the window he paid with change, obviously, as his total was 35 cents or something, but the weirdest part was he asked for a spork. I still wonder what he was doing. About to eat some sour cream. I work in online grocery fulfillment. In short, I shop for people, bag it up and place the items in rolling totes, fridge and freezers. I've seen some weird orders. One of my favorite types to speculate on is when they are 50% organic vegan items and the other half is absolute junk food and meat products. I always visualize a couple whose polar opposites, or a vegan poser who hides their guilty pleasures from their religiously vegan roommates under their bed or in a locked fridge somewhere in the house. These thoughts are all in a funny 90s sitcom style. This is us. Totally. My wife and I might eat organic, ethically sourced, virgin whole grain vegan quinoa that was red Angela during the germination process and was hand harvested by albino monks from Tibet, but our 2 small kids won't. Hot dogs, Lucky Charms, jars of Nutella, and plenty of Crick'em fobs. Working at the service desk, guy returns bouquet of flowers and a box of condoms. Guess his night didn't turn out as he had hoped. I used to work for a sporting goods store that sold tattoo sleeves. Not just any tattoo sleeve, but specifically the tattoo sleeve of Monta Ellis. So you'd be wearing the same tattoos he had. I'm in the Bay Area, so this was a while back when he was with the Warriors. We had less than 10 in stock and I did judge the customers that bought them. It was $12. OG. When I was a cashier at Little Caesars, a customer came in on the phone saying something like, okay hon, I'm at the pizza place. Since 20 kids and their parents came to the day party, I was thinking like 5 or 6 pizzas. Sound good? Okay, Laverne, bye. But when he moved his phone from his face he didn't hang up and the screen was very clearly on the home screen the whole time. He ordered, made some small talk about too many people, paid, and then left. The only judgment I made was pity, because he must be a very lonely dude that really loved pizza but didn't want to be judged for buying so many for just him. Other than that, the only people I judged by their purchases were the super fried stoners that couldn't decide between cheese and pepperoni, and only because it took them forever to choose. I don't know how people have that problem. When I am stoned I know what food I want before I have my shoes on to leave the house, and I am on a frickin' mission. I never did. The weirdos were people who'd freak out and start apologizing over weird combinations of things that were honestly just standard household or grocery purchases. It's not weird to buy fish sticks, German mustard, raspberry jelly, celery, condoms, and toilet paper in the same transaction. It's weird to start flapping about at the register that you're not going to use those items at once. It's weird to assume that I'd assume you were going to. It's weird to assume I'd care. I did get the people who'd think they were playing a hilarious prank by buying weird combinations of items. I'm buying cucumbers, condoms, and a child's teddy bear. That will freak the cashier out. No, it won't. 90% chance I didn't even notice a single thing you bought. Seriously, a grocery cashier who's been around for more than 6 weeks doesn't even see the physical attributes of cucumber. They see 4062. And if I was to register what you'd bought, I would assume you were a person or 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 a person. Sometimes my store would get live lobsters and not let the cashiers know. Though, it could be a little strange to pick up the box and feel something walking around in there when you're not expecting it, I guess. This isn't a weird story, but I was a little judgmental upon one customer's purchase because she came in with a napkin with something scribbled on it and had cash in her hands. I worked at a jewelry store when this happened. She asked for a ring and it was for her daughter, from her daughter's boyfriend. I was judging because I was thinking, what a lazy butt boyfriend making the mother buy the girlfriend a gift. When I grabbed the ring and gave it to her, she began crying. I was startled because it was abrupt and she said, "My daughter's boyfriend passed yesterday. He wanted to buy this for her yesterday but he couldn't. So I will do it for him." I just decided from then, I shouldn't be so tough on some customers. Oh no. I worked for Wally World for a good year before I finally got out. I was a sales associate, but in that time I had to help out the cashiers. I didn't care what the customers were buying, I just rang me up and moved on to the next person. I do, however, care how customers treat employees. There was this one guy who wanted to buy cigarettes but wasn't in the cigarette line, you know. This was when I had already rang up most of his stuff that he decided to ask me to snag some cigs for him. I kindly explained to him that I was sorry but I'm not allowed to do that. This isn't the line where you can get cigs. He started to get really pissy and upset. Shortly after that, the cashier manager notices the situation and says the same thing to the guy but extends an olive branch. "But I can check you out over here for those cigs," he accepts, and that was that. This was near the closing time of the store. It seems like that kind of thing was normal for closing hours, customers being short with the employees. Another time I saw a customer spit on the cashier's face. Everyone's face was shell-shocked at what we had seen. It was at that point I decided I was ready to quit Wally World. I wasn't getting enough money to deal with that kinda crap on a daily basis. Surely that's assault. Nope. When the line is 5 people deep and you're 6 hours into your shift, you're just running on autopilot. Scan the crap, bad the crap, announce the total, say thanks, repeat. True. I'm already running autopilot when I'm 6 seconds in my shift. NFSW. I used to work for a boutique adult store, so I didn't really judge the items that people were buying. I loved the work, and I didn't really care if you're there for stockings or to stick a metal rod up your urethra. Not my place to judge. What would throw me off was how other people would choose to judge things in relation to other things in the store. Had a customer who thought blindfolds were too kinky to ever consider. It was all about the spiked male chastity devices. You do you. But I have some questions. No weird as such. I once worked as a cashier at Coles supermarket in Australia. For those whom are unsure, I worked in a pretty seedy suburb, so seeing weird people come through was my out of character. However, there was this Asian man who came through once a week. He either didn't speak English or didn't speak it that well. He seemed like a very nice fellow. He would always come through with 1624 bags of flour and nothing else at all. Always paid in cash, presumably for a business he was running. As far as judging customers, I suppose I did judge him, but not negatively. Judge him in the sense of what his use for the flour might be. On another note, one week one of the flour bags wasn't put together properly, and so when I went to scan it, the bag tore open and coated my area in flour. We both laughed, and that was fun to clean up. He would always come through with 1624 bags of flour and nothing else at all. Always paid in cash. Dude's been making mad dumplings. I was a cashier, not by the items but how they handle their items. The paper and plastic double bag with the "please pack them light with $600 worth of groceries" combo is the worst kind of person. Worked in a liquor store for a few years. This regular customer was an older man in his 70s. He picked up the same 24 of beer every week on payday. He'd claim that he couldn't pick it up, even though he could. He'd ask any female working that day to pick it up for me, including me. I was in good shape back then. He'd ogle the girls as they bent over. WTF, I find that funny and disgusting. As a former Walmart cashier, no, I don't care about you or your purchase. I will only remember you if you're one of the nicest people I've met or a complete butthole, and even then I don't remember what you've bought. The worst that I witnessed was when I worked at the Dollar General. Lots of customers buying end supplies, no surprises there, but one day a guy came in and walked up to the register with a Red Bull and diapers. He set them in the counter and told me he was paying with his card. He stared at the items, the decision clearing weighing heavily on his heart, and finally said, "EHH, I think we got diapers at home," and he bought the Red Bull instead of the diapers. It's been about 8 years since that happened and I still think about it often. Don't. You can't buy diapers or any paper products with it, only food. I work at a certain grocery store that sells a lot of health products. I once had an older lady come through my register buying a handful of things, one of which was a bottle of supplements. When I was ringing her up, I literally didn't think twice about what she was getting, cause we sell a lot of supplements, most of which I've never heard of and have no idea what they're for. After I rang her up, she decided she wanted to talk about the supplement she just bought and what it was for. Apparently it was supposed to help with vaginal dryness. She told me that she had contracted E. coli several years before, and as a result of that her pee dried up completely and she hadn't been able to have sex since then. But how she's too old to care about sex anyway. She told me this whole story about how her old partner died and she couldn't get laid after that because the E. coli dried her pee up. Then she got kicked out of the store for stealing and I never saw her again after that. This is some magical fricked up roller coaster of a post. I love it. I work at a hardware store with house charge accounts for local businesses, lawn care, the local city departments, some home repair companies, etc. We have a local funeral home with an account and I'm starting to wonder if they are just buying crap to frick with me. One week it was about 6 pairs of pliers and 4 50-feet garden hoses. One week it was insulation, plaster, and 6 canvas drop cloths. They returned the insulation. They also use discretion and never give the name of the funeral home, just the phone number. I know them now, so I just punch in the account name before they even start. Also had a local hairstylist come in and buy 12 pair of needle nose pliers for the salon she works for, and order 12 more pair to be delivered. Like, what the frick are you guys doing with all those pliers at the hair salon? Hairstylist may use them for certain kinds of hair extensions. I worked at Consumers Distributing in Toronto in the late 80s. The way the stores worked is that the customer would flip through a catalog and write down the number, hand it to the cash, and the warehouse guys would find it, bring it to the front, and we'd cash them out. I believe there was a US store called Service Merchandise that worked like this. This was all pre-internet and basically pre-anything. Anyway, everyone knew they sold a personal massager, which was a nondescript wand. Come on, we knew what it was for. We didn't sell many of them, but I got to be the one to cash someone out buying one. It was a woman and she was kind of creepy. That was in 1989 and I still remember the sale. I was in the middle of homebrewing a batch of beer. I needed a big bag of ice to cool my wort, boiled sugar water, and I needed some cheap vodka to fill the airlock. So I run to the drugstore. I have on an undershirt. I look like crap. I'm buying a big bag of ice and the cheapest, shittiest vodka they have. The cashier is like, "Looks like you're ready to party." I'm like, "Gotta go." I am pretty sure that every home brewer has been that guy at some point. Worked as a cashier for a while when I was a teenager. Nothing I'd ever really judge anyone about, but there was one awkward situation where a man and a woman came in, probably mid-30s, and along with typical miscellaneous items, they bought lube and condoms. No big deal, except the frickin' lube won't scan right, so I keep having to mess with it. Then after I punch in the barcode to manually enter it, I have to call my manager so he can punch in some security bypass code. Long story short, I'm 17 holding a box of lube and a box of condoms waiting on a manager who seemed to take forever. Cashier of 4 years. I couldn't care less what people buy. Customers buy what they want to buy and are free to do as they please. It makes no difference to me. Things that do irk me. 1. Customers throwing their cash and change on the counter when I've clearly had my hand extended since before they even reached for their wallet. 2. Customers leaving things they brought on the counter. Yes, I'm aware that it's my job to put misplaced items back, but if you yell at me because the item you took without checking the giant yellow price tag is too expensive for you and toss it on the counter with a snarky comment, you can go frick yourself. 3. Customers that have been driving 3x longer than I've been alive not knowing how to pay for gas or pump gas. I work at a gas station OBV. For example, here's an average conversation. C. Fill up the gas. Me. Sure. Which pump are you on? C. The white car. Me. Looks outside to see 4 white cars all lined up in a row. Do you know which pump number your white car is on? C. Number. Me. Could you point out the window and tell me what car is yours? C. Insert car brand here. Me. Okay. How much would you like? C. Full. Me. I just need $1 or gallon amount. C. IDK. However much it takes. Me. Internal re-yelling. Like fam, your hair is grayer than the coins you're paying with and you're telling me this is the first time you've ever had to pay for gas? If you are new to the channel, you can subscribe. I publish new videos every day. Until then, check another video. Bye for now.